Hi, Capricorn, and welcome to your December 2023 read. And yes, the end of the year is upon us, right? How did it fly so fast? Not only that, but clearly, I'm not sure if, do we say this every year? We do. We say it every year. Gosh, so glad this year is over. Right? We do. All right, I'm going to pull a past life oracle first, and then we'll go into the storyline. Let's see what's, oh my God. Capricorn, what's going on? A past life of unrequited love. Are we revisiting this unrequited love in the present time? Those times were stringent. Those times women in the old days, right? In our grandparents' days, you know, you had to stick it out. You know, you just did. Whether you loved yourself any less than another, you stuck it out. Some of you recognize this as a loved one that has crossed over. They're telling me, you know, maybe a grandmother. This is maybe, you know, in the days of old where, you know, they were buttoned up and zippered up from head to toe. The furs were a big thing. Some of you might like that look, right? What was that? Maybe the 40s, the 50s? How history repeats itself. Unrequited love does not just mean, well, it means that there wasn't enough love to sustain a marriage, a relationship, what have you. But did this woman, she looks like she has harbored and is harboring the pain, you know, masking the pain. That's why in a lot of old pictures that you've seen of, you know, actors, whatever, in the 40s, 50s, some, not all, you know, I'm just saying some that were unhappy, you know, they didn't smile much. They didn't really, they weren't they were more somewhat introverted than extroverted. You know, straight skirt, you know, button-up shirt with one of those, you know, what is that lace, you know, lace around the collar. Some of you like this look, and not in terms of like, you know, what she per se looks like, but what she represents. You know, that very conservative, you know, honors, prestige. Not in the sense of fame and fortune, but more in the sense of self. If we didn't love ourselves, Capricorn, if you didn't love yourself in a past life or another or both, you're here to probably fix that right up, is what I'm thinking here. Were you shown what, like, love comes in all shapes and sizes, right? Were you shown, or were you not shown, I should say, I digress. Were you not shown love growing up? Okay. Let's go. Capricorn. This is for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and or Venus. Ooh, a decision that someone made was to walk away. It was not an easy decision, but it looks like a masculine woman. Look, I mean, for sure, right? Maybe you came back the A-type, right? Masculine, but very intuitively connected to your femininity, but not necessarily externally showing that. Does that make sense? Like, the only thing feminine on her is really, is this, if this is a necklace, and maybe if this is lace or a fur collar or something of that nature, where, you know, in those days, it wasn't a projection of, you know, for some, it was that fame and fortune and, you know, all the furs and what is it? I'm seeing the, you know, oh my gosh, they're showing me those dancers with the long pearls, right? In the 50s or 40s, right? In the 40s. You know, when they wrapped, you know, lace and or pearls around the forehead. You know, that has not yet, the jewelry around the forehead has come back, but to a different degree, right? So something like that. It wasn't the 60s, it was like the 40s. And, you know, they were the dancers. So yeah, a lot, Capricorn, of who you may have looked at or grew up in an environment, I'm hearing, of people that showed themselves like that. You wanted no part of it. Right? You have 2 full moons. And the child, right? We talked about the child. And there you are, reversed. You see what I'm saying? A whole restructuring of your foundation from childhood to adulthood. Choosing. What have you chosen? How do you choose to see yourself versus what this entices you to a point, because you are about integrity, honorability, poise, a poker face. You bring that to the table still, not showing what you're thinking and or possibly feeling. And not having a problem, truly not having a problem or issue and walking away. mentally, emotionally, and now physically. Spirit, allowing you to understand that you don't have to always be the stringent, poised, poker-faced, external, and to allow some freedom to change your mind, to change your look, to change your location, to move to a whole different place, potentially from a whole different lifetime ago. Maybe some of you are feeling that now you have more clarity about where you're headed because you understand what you have, what your innate persona has shown up as from the inception, right? Since inception. Some of you are feminine but masculine, DNA, more masculine DNA. Some of you are masculine with more feminine DNA, right? But the point is that because you're reversed, is Spirit's call to you is to lighten up, lighten your load, and be more at peace with who you are and how you show up in the world. And part of that clarity that you're getting intuitively from past lives, or that need, that feeling of, oh my gosh, I've never been to, sorry, that's one of the doggies drinking water. That's his collar hitting the floor. Actually, it's Zeus. Okay, so we tend to gravitate toward places that we've never been to, but they feel so much like home. We gravitate toward water. Some of us love the ocean and the lakes. We need that for sustenance. Some of us gravitate toward land because we want to grow our crops. We want to enjoy the open, the wilderness, the land. So somewhere back in time, in your time, which is here, there was a place, or there will be now a place, when you're reinventing yourself, you're also reinventing a place where you will feel, you're going to feel it. And you're going to know it. And Spirit is putting you there exactly for that reason. Because in the past, you had to do things the way they wanted. You couldn't possibly love yourself the way that you saw yourself then, because of the fact that there was a certain, there was a certain look, there was a certain persona. You didn't go venturing out. So now you finally have like said, okay, I have been feeling the same way. I've been getting these maybe deja vu moments, or I've been getting these downloads, or dreaming of places far away, or places that I've never been to, that are drawing me near to my own my own heart, instead of where I was placed and I couldn't go anywhere. I wasn't able to move. I was placed, in a past life. You were in a place that you didn't like, with people that you not necessarily knew who you were or cared to know who you were. Maybe your friendships or loved ones didn't get you. And now you're having these feelings, or you have been having these feelings and sensing that something's off, because Spirit's been trying to get your attention to say, wait, Capricorn, you're not yourself. You're actually more, for a person who absolutely loves themselves, and to the degrees of earnings, of stature, of loyalty, of building a foundation that is stronger than oak. You now found yourself within the past few months, or maybe the past couple years, like, what the heck? And searching and, grasping some for straws, just grasping for just any little thing that can come from Spirit. Please show me the way. And then you have this epiphany. And this epiphany is like, oh my God, I never knew what's out there. Until I do now. I felt it. The minute I spotted this location, this new area, this new landscape, I smell the water, I smell the airs, the fragrances bring me back. The sea water, the sea air, or the depiction of so much property, so much land. It brings me back in time. Not only to a time when I was little. I've had those like downloads, or I felt, Spirit has been communicating with me. I always felt that way. I always felt different. Not as much the rebel as the voyager. I want to be in this, it's like an expedition. Yeah, Dora the Explorer, right? To put a little fun into it. I mean, seriously, I want to explore new lands. I want to go places. I want to see how others live. I cannot be confined. And that's what happened in this past life. You were confined to a place in time where nobody ventured out. You didn't have this, these friendships. You probably weren't allowed to have friendships. Some of you who are relocating are not accepting the first offer or the second, but you are going to get your money's worth, which I love. And you're going to love it. Look at another page. Look at that. Everything changes when you change the dynamic of what has caused you somewhat of a stalemate. Life has been a stalemate of recurring events that you couldn't pinpoint and or wanted to just get the heck out. Not knowing if you wanted to be seen, but knowing that some sort of a desire here something has to change, and if it has to, it's going to start with me, and it's not as though that you resist change. It's that the changes that have been offered up here to you, you're not familiar with. So it lends itself to, a familiar but unfamiliar feeling. Some of you have 2 kids, and they look up to you. They want to see what you're doing, how you're doing it. You're going to be looking at new vistas, meeting new people, and also they're saying scouting out not only the place that makes you feel truly yourself again, but also, new friendships, making sure that you are very clear about, who you're meeting, need to know, get more info, need more insight, kind of been in a stalemate. So some of you are going to find they're saying your draw. Some of you draw. Some of you are writing. Some of you are, you're definitely rewriting your narrative here. But from a place of freedom. Independent freedom. How beautiful is that, Cap? Things had to be so stringent and so this is the path that we go down. This is the place that you live. It was literally, kind of festering. It's been festering inside of you. And this is where you break free. This is breaking free. We become so complacent as humans that when we realize we're being guided to change it all up and not worry, not give a damn about what others think, and light and being, it just makes you feel lighter. It makes you feel like yourself, but not the self that you're cutting away from, the self that you've always felt you were drawn, not only your identity is also about where you live, the peeps that you're with, it's not just of course it's your family and your friends and your closest, nearest and dearest, for sure. But it's also in the distance of meeting new people, new cultures, new reasons for wanting to get to know yourself better and exploring and expanding your vision and your landscape in order to find that out in your own self. And sometimes being encaged and not being able to really truly find yourself has been happening now, and it's been like, wow, am I feeling like I used to feel in another lifetime? Because this really sucks. I'm not my chipper self. I'm not, I'm not connecting. This is like, Capricorn's been like on hiatus. You know what I mean? And now you're back, better than ever, because you've taken the time to truly reevaluate what spirit has been trying to get through to you and telling you that in order to gain your wings, your wings, these are wings of peace, of enlightenment, of ascension, of higher knowledge, of awareness, of acceptance, of allowance. The truth sets us free. They're messing with me. And when you finally choose not to confine to what they say and what they want and what they want you to be, how to act, how to live, where to go, who you can talk to, who you can't talk to. Those times were very real in those days, right? You can't go out of your circle. You can't meet new people. You have to dress like this and speak less. Now it's like it's up for grabs because you have been truly encaged and not loving yourself because you lost yourself. You've lost yourself. This is not a woman who knows herself. This is a woman who is very contained. It's like you've been in this sheltered environment, maybe. You know how, it's really true, right? It sets the tone for, like I said, where we live, the people we hang with, right? The groups, the get-togethers. All of that brings us the clarity to find out more of who we are and more of what we certainly are not. And that's where, Capricorn, you have changed your whole presence. Some of you, if it's not only the relocation, but it's also an upgrade in your finances and or a property value, or what it's valued at. And like I said again, not accepting anything less than what you deserve. And that could mean work and or a property. Just when you thought something was never going to happen, right? That beautiful treasure box opens up. You were worried it wasn't going to happen. And that was the, transition period of, you turning over literally a new leaf. I love this read. Yeah, this is beautiful. Wow. You literally have heeded the call. Wings are so important. Oh my God. All right, some of you love just wings to eat. I don't know. I mean, I know we gotta laugh. But look at these wings, you guys. She's got wings. This is her knowing. This is her hearing. And this is her, voicing and listening and hearing and seeing. I see, I hear, I feel, Wings, wings, wings. That's massive. So this gives you, of course, this gives you the wings to fly where you choose to go. You're changing your entire identity to be more yourself and not what others want and not what others expect of you. And if you're, like I said, if your nearest and dearest are not happy about the changes, then I honestly think it's like, okay, who cares? Why should I care? This is a massive change, though. Yeah. Some of you may want to write about it, journal about it, because this is a landmark. This is a landmark in time where this woman has totally, her lifestyle, her life, her energy has totally changed. This is like so stuffy. She's really stuffy. You know, you ask yourself, what part of your life felt really stuffy? You know, where you just felt like you couldn't breathe. And that's the worst. You have two full moons, right? Could have started feeling this way, like, yeah, the last 2 to 3 months, where it was like really obvious that something has to change, something has to go. I've got to go. And it's not an escape. You're not escaping. Not anymore. You've earned your wings. So many are earning their wings in so many different ways. It's absolutely beautiful. This is a great read, right? And I'm still trying to remember. I didn't grow up, obviously, in the 40s or the 50s. So I'm sitting here trying to think of flash dancers or, oh my God, right? They wore those long pearls and they, tap danced. Yeah, I'm like at a loss. It's probably not for me to know. Probably because those days are over, those times are over, right? So I send you so much love. Listen, comment, whatever. Tell us your story. Tell us how you have changed, where you're headed, right? Okay. I send you so much love. Have a great month, and I'll talk to you next month. Oh my God. Next year. Oh my God. Before that.